Today was a good day from a training perspective. I set the alarm for 5 a.m. and I did not get out of bed at 5 a.m. I was too tired and sore and decided to let myself rest, which actually took a lot of discipline because, the voices in my head beating me up for not getting up at 5 were there, and I had to kind of get to a better place so that I actually could rest and didn't just spend the next 2 hours lying in bed beating myself up. And I was successful at that, so that feels good. But I was supposed to get up at 5 and go running. And what I told myself was, I'll do it tonight after Jiu Jitsu. And at the time, when I said that, I thought, yeah, no problem. It'll be fine. Went to Jiu Jitsu, had a good, actually really good workout. And one thing that was cool about class tonight, actually, was the second night in a row. I was a little surprised, but my coach surprised me yesterday and then again today by asking me to demonstrate some judo throws, and that was really cool. It was nice that he thought enough of me to let me do that, and I love to teach. So that was fun. I always learn when I teach too. So watching myself do it and explain it in a way that actually works for other people, makes me get it better. And then it sounds like he wants me to start teaching some kids classes as well. So that's great. So that's just, a nice development. But had a good workout. And then got home. I was like, all right, time to go running. So, I had some water, got my running shoes on, headed out the door, and took a few steps, and then just stopped. And it was like the voices in my head were like, oh, I don't want to do this. Maybe I'll just walk my dog. I'll go running tomorrow. And I just stood still for, I don't know, might have been 30 seconds. It might have been a minute. I don't know. I didn't turn back. I just stood there. And it was interesting. I didn't really talk to myself that much. I just kind of stopped and I just stood there. And I let those kind of, negative thoughts run through me, and then all of a sudden they were gone, and it was like, oh, okay, I can keep moving forward now. And then I started running again, and it was fine. And it was so interesting just to observe that difference. Just like going from like this lethargy that had come over me, I don't want to do this, to just stopping, and giving myself time to, I guess, collect myself, but not turning back, right? Just staying where I was, and some switch happened, and then I went and ran, and it was no problem. I felt good, and I felt good mentally, and I started remembering, because I've run marathons, I've done a lot of running training, and I started remembering that feeling when you're getting into the run, you're getting warmed up, and then it's like your mind is like, okay, bring it on, as opposed to like, oh, I don't want to do this. This is painful. I'm not in shape. And tonight was the first time running in a long time that I felt that. It was good to remember what that feels like. And so, like there was soreness there. It wasn't easy physically to do it, but it became a lot easier mentally. And it was like, yeah, no problem. Okay, I'm going to get this done. And now it's done, and I'm so satisfied. It feels so good to have done that thing, which was hard to do. But I guess, yeah, that's another kind of principle that I've discovered, is like when my mind is really loud and really doesn't want me to move forward, rather than giving into it and turning back, it's really useful to just stop and stay where you are, you know? Don't move, don't go backwards. You don't have to keep pushing forwards because, you know, sometimes the mind is just too loud. But just stay where you are and let yourself be there. And sometimes, you know, sometimes it takes a couple seconds, sometimes it takes a few minutes. It just depends, you know, on how many negative voices you got to clear out of your head. But as long as you just stay there and don't move, they'll kind of move through you, and then you'll be able to move forward. Anyway, so I thought that was pretty cool.